Hey vloggers, are you guys ready for another talking vlog? Where did I put my keys? Oh, they're in my pouch. They're in my pouch, silly can. So, let me just start the beast. The perfectly functioning beast. I was using my light, just finished shooting the last bit of a video. Almost threw that on my computer. That wouldn't have been good. I also need that. He put like an oil on the pizza that I just had. There's been a little bit of a spoiler alert for you guys, because in this video that I just made today, I'm in Parry Sound, by the way. I'm about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes away from north of my house. And yeah, we got up this morning in a major thunderstorm at Killbear Provincial Park, and then drove into town, packed everything up, unplugged the van, drove into town. As I was driving into town, I saw that the power was out. I'm like, uh-oh. And then when I got to the downtown area, which is where the restaurant was that I thought I was supposed to eat at, I realized that they were not, even though the power was on there, they were one of those restaurants that aren't open on Mondays and Tuesdays, and today is Tuesday. And so then I found this other place called Oak Crest, and like I looked up on Google Maps, oh, there's Oak Crest, it says it's open, drove over there, got out of the van, went over to it, closed. Okay, so I started looking, found another place called Trapper's Choice, and so I drove over to Trapper's Choice, which was back north in Parry Sound, and that's where all the blackout was. So as I drive up to, I'm like, they're supposed to be open, but it's a blackout. Problem number 3. The first one was my problem, because I forgot. We did look at that, and we did know that it was closed on those 2 days, but we looked up so many restaurants, I forgot which one I was supposed to go to. So the first one was my problem. The second one, it was supposed to be open, but it wasn't. It turned out it was open later, but not because of the blackout. Then I went to Trapper's. It was open, but there's no power. So I drove around it, sat in the driveway, waited for. I was looking for another restaurant. So I was been looking for my 4th restaurant, and then by the time I was looking or found something, maybe I just realized that the traffic lights right there were now working. So I looked back at the restaurant, Trapper's Choice, and it was open. So I went in there and had my eggs Benedict, and then from there I left. I went and flew my drone down by the docks because it's finally stopped raining, and then I'm like, okay, I have to wait till 11:30 for the Jamaican place to be open, Fort Knox Island restaurant. And I had I won't tell you what I had. I had something there, and they were open. Everything was fine there. Everything worked out great. And it started raining again. SD card's full. I thought the battery just died. And I put a new battery in and went to hit record, and it says your SD card's full. That's how much footage I shot in the last 2 days. The other thing too is I forgot my little card adapter. So a micro SD card fits into the Action 4 Osmo, and you put that into a SD card, which then that goes into my computer, and then I could dump all the footage off. But I forgot that in my laptop bag. I just grabbed my laptop and put it in with all my clothes, and I should have brought my laptop bag. Silly me. There's little things that you kind of learn as you go, and that's one of those things I should have known. Anyway, I guess and then one of the main mistakes that I made, and that's why I ran out of power, or ran out of space storage, was I forgot I had pressed record, and then I noticed like 22 minutes later that I had hit record. So I have like a 22-minute video clip on that camera, and I don't think I was doing anything at that time. I think I hit record, maybe did one little thing, and then forgot to press stop. So now I've got this huge file that I've got to get off my computer once I figure out what was in that file. Anyway, so I was explaining about all the things that went wrong today, And so when I finished up at the Fort Knox Island restaurant, I got there at 11:30, I think. And yeah, I got there at 11:30, and the, Mauricio's pizza place. Oh, look at that sunset. Can you guys see that? Maybe? Can you guys see it? Come on, come on. Beautiful sunset. So I had 4 hours to kill before Mauricio's opened. They open at 4. And so I watched some of The Office on Netflix, sat in the back of the van, turned the heater on, just relaxed and watched some TV. And then got to Mauricio's at 4, and the open sign wasn't on. There was no car there. I'm like, okay. Usually, a restaurant will open 15 minutes to a half an hour early, especially when you have a stone-fired pizza oven. I don't know how long it takes to heat up a stone-fired pizza oven, but it's got to take a while, you'd think. And so I waited 35 minutes. I went on social media and everything, trying to see why they weren't open. It says on their door that they're open on Tuesdays between 4 and 7:30. The only day they're not open is Mondays. So it was frustrating, and I was getting a little disappointed in the fact that all these things were happening. But everything worked out because I went to a fish and chip place, had a great fish and chip dinner. Luckily, I'd phoned Mauricio's just to see if somebody would pick up that maybe they're in the restaurant and they just haven't opened the door and turned the on sign on, or the open sign on. And so because I had called, I guess it kept my phone number, and so he phoned me back while I was eating my fish and chips. So he's like, "Oh, did you phone?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I go, "You open now?" And he's like, "Yep." I'm like, "What happened, dude?" He was stuck in, he had to go down to Toronto for some type of a competition. And so he just barely made it back up here. And but he called me, took my order while I'm eating my fish and chips, took my order for the pizza, and then I went and did my pizza. So I ate 4 times today. And I don't, obviously you guys know I only, well, maybe not obviously, most of you guys know I'm a 1 meal a day person. That's how I'm not 400 pounds with all the food that I eat for my YouTube channel. But so I normally eat 1 meal a day. I probably only eat about 1,500 to 2,000 calories a day. And but today I don't know how many calories I ate. It had to have been well over 3,000 calories. So what I've learned over the last 12 years of doing this and having this situation come up where you plan on going somewhere and things happen. When I went and did North Bay, I just happened to get there. Like, I planned 3 restaurants. The first one I went to was at a Mexican restaurant, and they just happened to be closed that day. They're supposed to be open, but just so happened that day the owner gave all the staff off because they worked so hard in the summertime, because it was just after the summer. Like all the cottages and all that stuff are up in that area. So they had a crazy busy summer, so he let them all have the Monday off, whatever day it was that I was there. And again, but they were supposed to be open. And then, so I did that. So I was supposed to do that, and I ended up doing a different restaurant, which turned out to be amazing. I had chicken and waffles, and it was something dog. I can't remember the name of the restaurant off the top of my head. Something dog. And then for dinner, I was supposed to go to, I was doing a stealth camp in the town. So I had a Mexican place, and then a nice classy place. I was going to do a big steak. And then in the morning, I was going to do this breakfast joint called Burger World. And so when I went to the steak place, their head chef didn't show up to work. And so they were swamped trying to keep up with the orders, and they didn't want to do a takeout. And I couldn't eat in there because it's crazy loud music, and it was packed. Very busy, very loud. I wouldn't be able to do the video in there. I didn't have my mic on me at that time. So they wouldn't do takeout, so I had to regroup again. And so I went to another place, and it was a really nice pub, and I had a really nice burger. So all these problems that I have at the time are very frustrating and disappointing, but it always works out. And I just want to kind of let you guys know that almost every video I do, something bad, not in a terrible way, happens, but I have it all usually planned out, and then something goes wrong. But it always works out. So I'm always happy when I put a video together that I feel at the beginning or while I was shooting it is going to be terrible, because it's not going the way I think it should go, but life changed it and made it go the way life expected it to go or wanted it to go. I don't know. Anyway, just wanted to get you guys caught up over the last couple of days, and I enjoyed being woken up this morning by a crazy thunderstorm. Again, I thought it was either big trucks or a bulldozer or something going by, because it didn't sound like your typical thunderstorm. It was a very crazy, deep rumbling sound. Anyway, like I said, I just wanted to get you guys caught up, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. You guys are awesome. Ciao.